This past week, I have had 2 different friends text or call me to talk about some big decisions they have to make in their lives. Each situation is unique, but the circumstances are pretty significant, and the decisions would bring both of these friends down very different paths in their life than they are on right now. Their main question to me was about the same. How in the world do I discern God's will here? Now, I don't have all the answers, and honestly, God speaks to each of us in different ways at different times in our life. But I do have some experience with discernment and asking God some big questions about what's next in life. For me, some examples of these big questions has been whether to go to seminary at the age of 35 with 3 young children at home, or whether to move to a different city to pastor a church 1,000 miles from home, and then to discern whether to make a big change again and move our kids and take a position at a different church. Well, you know how God led and directed that journey for me and for our family since I'm here now and enjoying these last 6 months we've had together as pastor and congregation. But those answers from God don't come on big flashing neon billboards saying, do this or go there. Instead, discerning God's leading and still small voice in our lives comes through slowing down, quieting ourselves, and spending time in God's presence while allowing our minds and bodies to be still and silent. That stillness and silence before God is what we call prayer. Sometimes we talk and converse with God, and sometimes we sit still and listen and allow God to speak to us. The midweek videos and prayer practices that we've been sending out this last month are an opportunity for us to be practicing prayer in God's presence. They are a way to create space in our life with God, and I hope that you've been able to try a few of the prayer practices on and have found them to be useful and helpful in a way to open our ears, eyes, and hearts to God and His constant presence in our lives. And if you're like my friends and have some big questions in front of you about things going on in your life, these practices might be just what you need to create the space with God, to be still and present, to seeing and hearing God's preferred future for you and your life. And when we are living in God's will for our lives, who knows what kind of great things He has in store for us. Grace and peace, everyone. Have a good week.